Hey my beautiful Cancerians, welcome back to my channel. Kim Enchantress here to do your continuation of your musicians reading October 20 to December. Now, thank you for coming back if you've been following from June onwards when I first started these readings. Each reading will be for 2 months and then I'm going to continue right up to December. So it has a storyline for you. This is whilst we're all in COVID-19, under restrictions, not working to our full capacity like before in the music industry. So it doesn't matter if you're in a band, if you are an agent, if you work in a record company, or you write music solely, anything that you do in the music field, this is for you. And what it is just seeing how we've kept being creative throughout this quiet time, and seeing what no longer serves us because we've got a lot of time on our hands to think, and how we're going to progress in our music field. So it is a continuation. So if you're a newcomer, thank you for stopping by. Please check out your June and August reading. I will put the links below so you can follow this storyline. So we'll get started and we'll see what's been going on in the last 2 months for you. Cancer, we've established that June was about someone in your music family preventing you from moving forward. And they weren't being very compassionate towards you and not displaying their true talents. Now, there was a lot of negative thinking on your part, which in return was giving them power. And you probably may have received a blessing from Spirit right now, but with this negative thinking, it impacted your reputation, and the success that you were having stopped up until that point of time. Now, this is probably right up until March when we all stopped working. Now, definitely, you have a blessing coming, and is to do with budding creativity. Now, September is when things were starting to blossom for you, and we're still in September now. So this is something that you're embarking on in springtime. So no matter where you are in the world, if you're in spring, this is when things are going to start happening for you. Now, there was guidance in August, and this was for a Cancerian who was gifted out there watching. So you are able to see beyond the present moment, and this was about connecting to your roots again and being grounded and hearing the language that the earth's trying to speak to you. Now, this was about honoring these messages that come through and the person it came from, and about acting on this guidance they were giving you. This was also about finding out the truth that was unknown to you, which in turn gave you clarity, and you were able to heal from this situation. So now you're independent, and you're no longer letting other musicians who come into your outfit change things that aren't broken. You are asked to do a complete overhaul on yourself and your act here, Cancer. So let's see what's going on from October to December now. So we have the soul kin that's come into the reading, and you're starting to be recognized. You're definitely connected to an Aries, and now the two of the same cards are falling out, and it's very significant to you because Aries got this card too, and I feel there's a connection here for you. Now, this card represents someone in your music family that's been with you through many lifetimes. You may feel as though this person is difficult to let them go, and you may be dealing with your soul kin here. So you've traveled through many lifetimes here, Cancer, and this relationship is very strong. It's connected with you and present at you, and you know that you've encountered a person who speaks to your very soul as well. Now, this connection is grounded, nourishing, and full of faith. You both have respect for the other's growth and dedication to the highest purpose. That's going to benefit both of you in your music world. And this can shift in time, but for now, the connection is very much of a soul kin connection. Now you can draw on this for your own sustenance and also contribute to it as well. And this is a beautiful purpose that's shining the light for others. So that's beautiful to have that connection again in a lifetime. Now we have the moon. I've always picked this card for most musicians and artists. This could be about how you connect, your chemistry, how people recognize you in the world, and it's about your deep emotions here too. So and it's also about your creativity together. Now you've got the lily. Lily's been coming up a lot in the readings, so it's telling me, Cancer, that you are very well known in your career, and although things have come to a stop, success will continue again. When things get moving, this is definitely for the artists and entertainers, and this is about a person who is motherly. They have a round face, soft, loving and creative, and it is also about someone who is sincere and feeling satisfied, finding serenity in your music life. And it's probably you here, Cancer, and you'll find emotional security around the 30th of October here. So there's a lot of things happening between the 15th and the 30th of October, I'm finding, with these readings. Now, the moon and the crossing is, although you've had an emotional burden in the past 2 months, you've also have a challenging creative project that you are embarking on. So something creative that you've come up with, a new idea perhaps. And you've got the moon and the garden together. And this represents something that is popular in the public eye. And something to do with a nightlife and a meeting at night time. So this has something to do with the 20th of October. So you're going to have a meeting with somebody. And then you're going to feel emotionally satisfied and contented by the 30th. Now we have the Tower, which is about big fame coming to you, and you're going to be honoured. This could be by a government body or the hierarchy, knowing you have emotional protection around the 19th. So that's beautiful. So someone's protecting you. It's probably this soul kin here. And we've got the moon and the star here. So Cancer, you're going to be feeling somewhat psychic around the 16th, and it has something to do with honouring the night sky. So if you look at the stars a lot, or the moon, or whatever the case may be, this is something coming through. You might get a message or some sort of image through the sky, perhaps. Now we've got the Queen of Spring, which is the Persian cat from the Animal Tarot, and it usually affirms what the Lenormand cards say. So Queen of Spring is a Persian cat. As I mentioned earlier, all this was going to take place in springtime for you. Now this is when creation begins, the flowers bloom, earth starts warming up, and the animal world comes alive again. Now this is about participating in the dance of a new life here, Cancer. It is the suit of action, and it is about following your passions and creative impulses. This shows the world how enthusiastic you are and having courage of your convictions. Now in the suit of spring, you get to seek out fulfilling careers, display your artistic gifts, and just learn how amazing you are, Cancer. Now this is the element of fire, which could be Aries, Leo, or Sag, and I'm really feeling Aries strongly connected to you in your music world. So in the traditional tarot, this is what it represents. Now, Queen of Spring is also about acting with perfect timing. So self-care, independence, and allowing yourself to be flexible to handle any situations that's coming. Now, you may have more than one thing to accomplish here at once, Cancer, but don't let it worry you. Yeah, you will have assistance around you when you need it. And never underestimate your ability to make dreams come true, just like the star on the card. So that's beautiful. You've got the stars in the background, you've got the stars here. And the white Persian is definitely a person that can do anything. She can multitask better than anyone, and she's very confident. She's self-motivated, talented and charming. She's so well liked that people naturally want to help her. So this is a beautiful woman that's around you, that's in your music world. Although she's a bit strong-willed and likes to have things her own way at times, cats will have a well-earned reputation for being independent. And they like to devote their waking hours to grooming themselves due to their long hair. Perhaps she works very hard for her money, and this may be telling you to also pamper yourself too, Cancer. So nice messages coming through. Now we've got the Lily and the Crossing. So Cancer, this is about a long-term established career that you've got, or perhaps someone's going to mentor you or inspire you in some way, but it's representing the King of Spades. So this is an older, serious and ambitious person, and this may be you, Cancer, being quite powerful and protective, and maybe you've been a little bit depressed lately, but just keep the faith is what it's saying. And when you've got the Garden here, you will find that peace and serenity with like-minded people around the 20th. That's that meeting I was talking about on the 20th. Now the Tower, this is something to do with protection, ambition, reaching your dreams or reaching your lifetime achievements and being rewarded for it. So you've worked hard. You are definitely born with that instrument in your hand. And I do feel like, things are going to start happening for you. Now we've got the Lily and the Star. And I do feel like this is you becoming famous, definitely. Definitely chasing those goals here. Now we've got the Cross and we've got the Garden. So I said, oh sorry, I dropped that card. Cancer, just give me a second. So like I said, you've definitely got that meeting coming up. And I feel like this is going to be a fated meeting on the 20th. This is to do with good support network. So people coming in to support you on your endeavours. And with the Tower, I feel like this could be about problems with officials putting restrictions and boundaries in the music industry. So it's just about keeping the faith. Now the Cross and the Star, this is to tell you to keep that faith, to pray more. Things will come to pass. And Garden and Tower, I feel like Cancer, you're definitely being noticed by others. This is anything to do with advertising, anything involved with the public, and you could definitely meet someone in public. They're very sociable, popular, promiscuous, but just be careful of someone who's nasty and deceptive. This is a typical of society, and you could meet in a public building somewhere, perhaps. Now, with the Tower and the Star, I see you feeling a little lonely around the 16th. And this could be whilst you're pursuing your dreams. You could be also guarding those dreams too. So you're probably feeling lonely whilst you're dreaming of what you're going to do next. Now under the deck we have the Anchor, the Fox. Whoop, everything wants to jump out of my hands. Here we go. The Anchor, the Fox and the Ship. So basically, Cancer, you will have a stable career again, and it's going to last long term with the Anchor here. I do feel this will be permanent work, and you may have also put some excess weight over the COVID period, and you're definitely hanging to get back into action, so you're trying to lose this excess weight that you've put on. Now you will be stable, reliable and consistent, and very much goal orientated. And this card also does represent something can happen quite quickly. Around September, perhaps. Also feel like with the Fox, you may be achieving your goals through cunning methods. But you need to use your cleverness and quick mind here about taking risks. So although you're definitely starting to move again, it may start off slow, but you're going forward, and you may have to adapt to a change environment around the COVID-19. So we all have to do that because things aren't going to be the same for a while. Now we have, oh sorry, I picked the wrong card. We have the Owl here, which is a major arcana card, and it is the High Priestess. And what this card is asking you is to be like the owl, have the owl's demeanor and actions. The owl represents knowledge and wisdom, both of which are valuable to you right now, but not of the same meaning. Pretty much knowledge is purely information that's coming to you, and wisdom indicates what you've experienced thus far. So what the owls normally do is wait for the perfect time, and only do they take flight then. They also have amazing night vision, penetrating the darkness to find the light of the truth. And like I said, you're going to look up into the night sky and honour some message that's being given to you. Now the owl wants you to know that if you listen to your own inner guidance and trust your intuition, you're going to be able to see the truth just as clearly, and you will see what others can't see at this point of time. This gives you excellent foresight and planning, but it also means you've got to be patient. Now this is the power that comes from being still and listening to your inner voice here. So beautiful. So maybe that's to do with what songs you're going to be doing. There's a slight ripple in the water, so maybe things need to be changed just a tad or two, because I remember your past readings was about reinventing yourself and rising up from the ashes. So let's see, before I leave you, I've got some new cards here which are called the Music Oracles, which I thought would fit nicely in these readings. I'm not real familiar with them, so I will read them intuitively, and then I will tell you what it actually means. So what do you have for Cancer, please, Spirit? What do you have for Cancer? What messages do your muse have? Thank you. That one flipped. Okay, so this is a message from your muse. They've either passed on, musician, or alive today. And I've never heard of this person, but it's F.J. Harvey, or P.J. Harvey, sorry. So it's telling you if you have doubts, go to new ground. Maybe jam with others, but remain the leader. And redream past lives. So go back to your roots, like the Soulkin was saying. So when in doubt, swim to new ground, jam with others, but remain the lead. Redream all past lives. So that's beautiful. That's a beautiful message. So let's see what the book has to say. If I can find her. Just give me a second. Let me a moment. Cancer. Here we go. So P.J. Harvey lives in the United Kingdom. She was born in 1969. So her name's Polly Jean Harvey. She has carved out a unique, sinuous and central path in the pop culture. Her work is an ever-evolving musical journey encompassing multiple genres, from ferocious art rock to folk-inflected electronica. From the grungy influences of her blistering early work to her current incarnation as a dispassionate, sardonic observer of urban decay and dispossessed. Excuse me. Harvey is in a pop cultural league all of her own, raised in the deepest, weirdest Old England, steeped in blues, jazz and rock traditions, leapfrogging between the personal and the global. Her work may never be mainstream, but it will always be relevant. Excuse me, got a dry throat. So basically, this person does come from the UK, but if you've got doubts, swim to the new ground here, Cancer. Love and blessings to you.